Hey guys, can you guess what this video is? Yes, it's another Shop My Stash, but we're going into monthly. I think this one's going to be weekly, and then I'm going to do another one and that will go into monthly. So I'll do another one next week and that will go into monthly. So I think you pretty much know what I've been using. Let's get the palettes out I want to put away. So I've really been enjoying using these. So we've got the Too Faced Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eyeshadow palette, and we'll show you what they look like. Okay, so here we go. So I've used the highlighter quite a few times. What's that one called? Peach Pearl. Didn't use this Peach Honey shade, it's just too dark for me. Used this quite a lot of times for eyeshadow, Sugared Peach. And then use this Peach Pop a few times as a blush topper. Then we've got the Baby Got Peach Colourpop palette. Used this quite a few times as well. Really enjoyed it, but I'm going to put that back. I just think it's a really nice peachy palette. More for spring, I would say, but because I was doing that Peach Fuzz Shop My Stash, I thought I would bring this out because it's got a lot of peach tones in it. And then on top of that, because I only really used that for one day, I focused on the singles that were in here, and so many of them broke. 5 singles broke. I managed to save a couple. I put these 2 blushes in now just because I've taken all the other Luxy Beauty singles out because I don't want to drop this palette again. I think I'm going to save it for these blushes because I've... Excuse the reflection you can now see. Hang on. So, those blushes... Excuse me, those blushes were in there originally, and I've got 2 more I think in another palette. So when all these are out, when I've used them, I mean, I've used Cookie Dough. This here you can see isn't how it should be. Some of another eyeshadow that broke stepped into it. I'm hoping that will come off it. And then this one here, Nectar. So they're both Luxy Beauty, and then those 3 at the top, they're Pastel Roses. So I want to use those 3 at the top, and then they can all go back into their respective palettes that they were in originally. So I'm going to leave this out. Gosh, what a hot mess. Right, and then we've got this. I absolutely adored using this, guys. I think I only used it, but I did use the highlighter a couple of times as well. I'm trying to focus on this bit of the bronzer, so every time I use it, I'm going to focus here. I think eventually I'm going to try and pan this palette because it's really old. I've had it quite a few years, and my friend gave it to me, so yeah, every time I go into it, this bit comes out, so I'm focusing my brush there, hoping I'm going to hit pan on that first. The actual blusher of this is absolutely stunning, so I use this blusher, and then sometimes I would go in with a blush from the other palette that I was telling you about. And the highlighter, I would say, is a little bit dark, but it does work for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that as well. Okay, so I used this a few times. That can go back in the collection. It does need to be used up soon though. I don't think I'm too many uses off using it, to be honest. Probably about halfway done with it. I use this every single time I do makeup. It is kind of in a project pan, but I've not put it in a project pan, but you can see I've marked it. Yeah, I've marked it, so yeah, we'll just leave that down there. Then we've got the Shop Me Say No Pore Face Primer. I really enjoyed that. That can go back. Then we've got this e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder, which is in my 24 in 2024. I need to use this more because at the moment I'm just gravitating for this one, just because this is in the bigger packaging and there really isn't a lot left. Let me show you. And I've marked that as well, as you can see. Again, this is in the 24 in 2024. I don't know what's fallen. So this is the LA Colours Cream Gel Blush, and it's a brand new blush. This one's in Tainted Love. I thought it would be good for Valentine's Day, so I'm keeping that in. And then this one is in 24 in 2024 as well. So I'm using that up, and then also this one as well. So all those products stay in. I put my marker pen in there to remind me to mark things, because I'm terrible at marking things. So that's that. And then we've got these two drawers here. Let's just bring them down. Oh yeah, these eyeliners can go back. So we had the Urban Decay Deep End. I absolutely love these 24/7 glide on eye pencils by Urban Decay. I just wish they weren't so expensive, but I've got 4 off Amy. I don't need any more than that. And then I've got this beautiful one here called LSD, so they can go back. This one I use more or less every day, this Wayne Goss one. It's in the shade Precious Opal. It's in Project Pan 24 in 2024. Then this is in the 24 in 2024. I'm not really doing so well with it because I just don't like it. So I'm gonna kind of like work on that a little bit more. Then we've got my eyeshadow bases, 2 of them. Lip balm, we've got a new eyeshadow base there that I need to be using once I've used this, so I don't think I'll need to get a new one this year. And then just lots of essentials. And then we've got this as well. I don't know whether to use that first because that's older than that, even though this one looks like it's separating. Let's see. That shouldn't be as liquidy as that, should it? Can you hear the sounds that it's making? Well, I'll try that. That might be going in the bin, and I might just have this one. But like I said, it's practically brand new. Now, if I need a new one, if they both aren't working well, then I'll just get a new one. So that's those. Then I use this to tightline. That's in Project Pan 24 in 2024. I did use that, so that one can go back. Right, so my concealers, that one's in 2024. That one's in 2024. I think I'm going to put this colour corrector back so I can concentrate on those concealers. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX. Absolutely love it. It's nearly gone. I think I'm going to put this back because I've got another finishing powder that I want to work on throughout the year. So yeah, let's put that back. And that's that. Right, so that's pretty much everything there. Let's go in the drawer and pick out a foundation. I do have one out, which is the Wet n Wild one, which is Project Pan, but I don't like to see these sitting idle. I want to use them up. Now, do I want a foundation, or do I want like something lighter coverage, tinted coverage? I think this one here is going to end up going in the bin. You know, it's very, very dark on my skin tone. This is quite dark on me as well. The Max Factor Radiant Long Lasting foundation, even though it says it's porcelain. Right. Maybe take that, and then this is quite light, and maybe take that as well and just mix them and then see if I like that. I mean, none of my foundations, if I'm being completely honest, are blowing me away. I really do like the Jacqueline one. I like that Sicker one as well. But they don't blow me away, you know. Let's put that back. Where was the... Oh, I put the Becca colour corrector back as well. Let's put this back. Right, let's bring... let's bring a highlighting product out. I'm going to bring this elf one out. If I don't get along with this, I might ask my niece if she wants it. I mean, she's pale as well, but I don't think she'd care. And really, I should get the lighter version of it. I really want to bring this out. I didn't even know I had this. And I was getting ready one day and I'm like, I found it in an eyeshadow drawer, guys. Just because, look at it all. Look at all the powders I've got. Right, I don't... shall I? No, I'm not going to bring it out just yet, but it will be coming out at some stage. I don't know where. Oh, it's back. It's back there. This Dior one needs to come out. Like, this is the 24 in 2024 pore minimising primer I need to use. I think I'm practically all done with it anyway, so that's those products there. I don't need anything else from this drawer because we've got everything that I need there. Let's put this no pore one back. It's the same with primers. I've got quite a lot there as well. And then, oh yeah, this needs to go back as well, this powder. Okay. Right, so what a nightmare. Who needs this many base products? Right, I don't normally pull blushes first. It's always normally eyeshadows, isn't it? But there's a few things in here that are very Valentine's Day themed. And I want to go with a pink theme. So we're going to do that first. We're going to break all the rules and do this first. So... this one for sure, because I got this around Valentine's Day a few years ago. It's got a blush and a highlighter. So that one, and then this one came into my collection recently. So this is the Colourpop Forever Yours. So I got that in Friend Mail recently. So we've got two blushes there. I think the cream blush and the powder blush would look really, really nice together. I don't feel like I need any more than that for a week. I've got a cream blush as well, another cream blush, that Tainted Love one by LA Colours. I don't really feel like I need anything else. Let's have a look. I mean, that might be a nice one. Like love is in the air kind of thing. Yeah, let's pull that as well, in case I get fed up of the Colourpop one. And then... I think really that's it for kind of, you know, Valentine's Day themed blush. Oh, that's stunning. Yeah, Coral Crush, Cheek Crush. Let's bring that in because that's quite a Valentine's Day themed colour as well. And then that's just all my Pat McGrath Labs palettes. Right, I don't think there's anything from there I want to pull. Let's go down to the eyeshadow palettes and then we can decide what else that I might want to bring in. Right, so before I pick my Valentine's Day palette, it's nearly Galentine's Day and I'm not in a relationship, so I like to celebrate us ladies. So I thought I would bring this out. It Takes Two by P. Louise. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. So I thought I would do like a Galentine's Day eyeshadow look. I might even do a live if I can. So that's that. Right, and then the next one is this Fall in Love with P. Louise. So we're doing two P. Louise palettes. I do feel like this one would also make a good Valentine's Day palette to use, but it's just got too many shades in it. And I'm only going to be using it for a week. If it was going to be a month, I'd pull it, but I'm not. So we're going to go here. So I got all these for Christmas. And then there's this Vacation one. I think Vacation will have to be used another time. It is pretty though. So that's one of the drawers. They're just out of hand, guys. Absolutely out of hand. I'm going to declutter what I can, but I don't feel like there's a lot that I can declutter. There's also this palette here that Desi recently sent me as well. Don't know whether... because we are going to be doing it for a week. I don't know whether to pull this in as well. Yeah, what the hell. I'll pull that in as well. So we're doing very, very pink themed eye looks this time. And then this is the most packed drawer. It's absolutely unreal. So you can see why I get fed up. I mean, this is of my own doing, right? You know, the amount of money that has gone into my makeup collection over the years. It's not just suddenly accumulated and come out of nowhere. But the amount of makeup that's in here, in this room that I'm in now, it just makes me sick to the stomach. So... hence the no buy. But yeah, we're going to be using 3 palettes for the week. It seems excessive, but they're only small palettes, which I'll show you in a second. Right, I'm only pulling one highlighter. As I've got projects, I've got highlighters in them, so I want to pull a pink one to go obviously with the Valentine's Day themed, and I think this one's got hearts in it. Yeah, this Doll Beauty one. Shall we pull that? Let me just make sure there's nothing else I want more. I mean, I could have pulled that, but I've used it recently. I don't think there's anything else I want more than that. And bronzer. I don't know if to stick to the bronzer that I've got in my That's Expensive project pan, or pull one for the Shop My Stash. I think I'm going to stick with the one that I've got in my That's Expensive project pan. I've got a couple actually, and it makes sense to actually, you know, use them up. Or I might pull this one in as well. Do you remember this? This is probably not safe for the face, but yeah, it's not safe for the face. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to pull anything more in. What's this? I mean, it's not like I've got a heart-shaped bronzer anyway. If I had, it would be different. These are just face palettes here. That's just blushes. That would have been nice for Valentine's Day. I think that's it. I mean, I'm always coming here and saying, I want to know if this is something that I can declutter, and I'm supposed to be doing the declutter series soon. Let's pull it. I know I've got highlighters to use, but I mean, I can try it. I can try each individual highlighter. So that's what it looks like. Come Here for Glow, I always use that, but if I'm only using one out of the 3, then it's too bulky to be taking all that room up in my collection. So I think that's it for now. That's what this straw looks like. Right, and then this is where I keep all my lipsticks, and then my face palettes are over here. There's nothing from here either that I want. Lipsticks I come and get as and when I need them, and I don't know what I'll be pulling for yet because I've not done any looks with it, but I imagine there will be a few red lips needed. I've not used this one in ages. I got it out of a mystery box. This is a P. Louise one. It's quite nice, but it can be very messy because of the applicator. So yeah, we'll see. Whatever I use, I will talk to you about, and I'll talk to you now about the ones I used last week. Right, so it really looks like I don't have much here, but as I say, I pull the lipsticks out separately, so they're not going to be here anyway. Let's talk about the palettes first. So I showed you the highlighter palette, so that's already in the drawer. This is the Juvia's Place, the Blushed Rose palette. It's so pretty. Right, so that's what it looks like. I didn't even need to pull out those really pink blushes because look at how pink that is on top. That would be a really nice pink blush, I think. So I'm really looking forward to using this one. This palette is aesthetically pleasing. It is so, so stunning. I think for a Valentine's Day look, we're going to be using that last quad. What does it say? Never Looking Back. So I don't even think I'm going to use the other 2 quads in here. It's not even going to be a case of I've got looks for a week. So we'll see how we go. So that's one look. There's probably a couple of looks in the Juvia's Place palette, so 3 looks. And then I'm going to use the other palette for a Valentine's Day look. So let me show you the other palette now. I mean, just watch this in a minute, guys. Let me put it down. She lights up. She lights up. And that right arm shade seems to be chipped. But I either want to use Together or Ride or Die, or maybe that quad together there. I think that would look such a beautiful look. And yeah, it's not like red toned, is it? You know, so it's not really a Valentine's look. But what is a Valentine's Day look? Valentine's Day is about, you know, celebrating your friendships, so it doesn't have to be like rosy or pink. We're not celebrating Valentine's Day, we're celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm really, really looking forward to using this palette as well. P. Louise, you can say a lot about their brand, which, to be honest, I'm not a lover of them anymore. This is the last order that I placed, so I got this in the Black Friday sale, I think at the beginning of November, and they messed a dear friend of mine around. I'm not going to say who it is because that's not my story to tell, but I'm not happy. I do really like this palette. P. Louise, It Takes Two. Half of My Heart Belongs to You. and I actually got her this palette as well. So yeah, I'm going to be using it this upcoming week. So all those palettes have never even been used. They're all brand new to my collection. So I'm looking forward to testing the formulas out, and I probably will use the entire palettes, but I'll probably only do one look with each palette. Like I said, in the near future, like more or less probably from next week onwards, I'm not going to be doing eyeshadow tutorials anymore. I just feel like there's not enough interest there, and that's absolutely fine. You like what you like, guys. I want to bring you videos that you like to watch, so if you've got any recommendations in the comments, I would love to hear them. So the blushes I've brought out is this Blush Glow. This one is so beautiful. It's in the shade Berry Haze. Then we've got this lovely cream blush. This is on the older side now. Karen bought me this a couple of years ago, so I want to use as much of this as I possibly can. I should really do one of those cream project pans, shouldn't I, and get rid of my older cream products. I feel like that's a good project pan to do. But I just feel like I've got so much on my plate because I don't normally do one, and I've got 3 that are kind of existing at the moment. So I'm going to see how I get on with them before I take on anything else. But anyway, this one is in Coral Crush. And then we've got this beautiful palette here. Let me open this up because you need to see it. I remember when this was first released and everyone was saying that packaging is so babyish. Come on, it's Valentine's Day. Look at the hearts. Babyish, it is not. It's beautiful. Right, so you can see I've definitely been loving on it, but I have this thing about not wanting to ruin the hearts, so I go down one particular side of the highlighter, and then the blusher is looking on the older side now, so I just want to see if that's good. I'll definitely use the highlighter if the blusher isn't good. So that's that. And then we've got this beautiful Colourpop one that's just come into my collection. Like I said, it's the Forever Yours, so let me just open that up. Okay, so that looks like that. So that's the blusher I'm going to be using on top of the cream blush by Natasha Denona, and this one as well, probably this Milani one. So let's put all these products away. And I've just seen something else that I want to use. Right, so I've never used this yet. I got it myself for Christmas. It's a dupe for the Cacharel Amore Amore. I was saving it until I'd used some of my older perfumes, but how can I not use that for Valentine's Day? So it's the Love More Perfume. Let me show you what it looks like. So that's the bottle. I mean, the bottle isn't as nice as the Cacharel one, but it smells just like it, guys. So I'll be working on this just for a week, and then I'll go back to my Project Pan one. The Project Pan one is God is a Woman. I'll show you now where we're at with it, and then I don't think I've marked anything off. Then at the end of the month, when I'm showing you my updates, we'll be able to tell what the difference is. So let me show you. Right, so I mean, this was a full bottle. You've got to bear that in mind. You can see I've definitely used quite a bit of it, and I've not been using it that much. You know, I think I only started it beginning of January. So yeah, I'm proud of how far I've got with it already. I think though with perfumes, I don't know if it's that perfume that's caused it, because I only really started noticing it after I'd started using this. I don't know if this has caused it, but I've got dermatitis on my neck. Well, it's on my neck leading into my scalp, and it's a special kind of dermatitis. I'll leave it like somewhere here. I went to the doctor's yesterday. They've given me some creams. My mum's gone to pick them up from the chemist for me, so I'm going to put them on tonight. And if it's no better in 10 days, I have to go back. You know, I said, well, what causes it? And they said, well, we can't exactly say. You know, you can get it from stress, you can get it from depression, you can get it from detergents, new soaps, new, like, bubble baths. I've not put any new detergent or bubble bath in my bath, so it can't be that. This is the only new product I'm using, so I'm thinking, is it that? My mum said, well, why don't you put some on your hand and then spray some on your clothes? I don't you know, I want to use it because Lisa bought it for me. I don't want it going anywhere. But I've said to her, Mum, if I really can't use it, I'll probably give it to you. And she said, well, I don't want dermatitis. And I said, just because I've got it, it doesn't mean you're going to get it, Mum. Says the silliest of things. She's hilarious. She cracks me up. So setting sprays and things like that, and facial sprays, they're going to stay the same. So we've got these. I really don't know where to put them. Maybe some of it will fit in here. That will. One of the foundation should fit in one of these drawers, surely. Will that fit in as well? Yeah. And then there's just this elf. Maybe that can just stay there to the side. So that's what we're looking like. Shall I show you an overview of the drawers? And I'll show you this thing. So this has got all my project pans in. So what this has got, if you've not seen all the videos, I'll link them to this video. So I'm doing some projects with the Fantastic Ladies collab over on Facebook. So it's got the That's Expensive project pan for 2024. Also got the Fun Size palette in, and then I've done 24 in 2024 as well. So like I said, I've got 3 projects that are rolling. And then we've got other things that are in project pan. That's my Pan That palette. You will have seen this. I put a video up on it recently, and this is a unofficial project pan. So that's that. And then eyeshadows, we've got my highlighter palette there. I've got a feeling I'll declutter that. Cheek products there, and primer. Then these are just like essentials really. And let me just go over here. And that's what my vanity looks like. What I need to do is definitely clean those brushes because they look so dirty from over here. I forgot to show you the lippies. I'll show you the lippies in the next Shop My Stash next week, because most of them are in my handbag. I think this video is getting on a little bit because I've done a review portion. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.